We're going to start Chapter 10. Chapter 10 is dealing with geometry. Lesson 10.1, we're going to solve problems including triangles. So we're going to set up notes with the title 10.1 Triangles. You do not have to write the learning target that's highlighted here. You can have a calculator next to you if you need it. We're going to go through some background knowledge before we start the actual learning target. Your book assumes you know the following stuff, but I'm going to guess that you need to be reminded. Yes, I'd like you to write this down. So when we're working with triangles, you can classify triangles two different ways. So I have this sheet right here separated into two pieces. The first piece is going to be about sides. There are three different ways to classify triangles by their sides. One, when all three sides are congruent. I know they're congruent because of these tick marks. If the side lengths have a tick mark on them, it means that they're equal to each other. This is called an equilateral. If you have a triangle who has two side lengths that are congruent, it's called isosceles. And if you have a triangle that has no sides that are congruent, it's called a scalene. Now, I went too fast for you to write all that down, so push pause before you move on. So we can classify triangles by their sides. We can also classify triangles by their angles. So now I'm talking about these guys right here. These are the angles. And there are three ways to classify a triangle by its angles. Let's start with this top one. If all of the angles are acute, meaning smaller than 90 degrees, it's an acute triangle. If there is one angle that has a right angle, 90 degrees, it's shown by this box here in the corner. If one of the angles is right, it's called a right triangle. It doesn't matter what the other ones are. They'll be acute though. If one of the angles is more than 90 degrees, it's called obtuse. Again, the other angles are going to be acute. It just matters that one angle is obtuse. Again, push pause and make sure you have that information down. The other bit of background knowledge that the book assumes that you know is that the sum of the angles of a triangle equal 180 degrees. So I'm talking about angles. These two things kind of go hand in hand. The sum of the angles, so all three angles of a triangle, is 180 degrees. It doesn't matter what type of triangle it is, it will always add up to be 180 degrees. Okay, I'm going to keep this kind of off to the side. You're probably going to write right underneath of it. And we're going to move on to the learning target. The learning target is to solve problems including triangles. Find the value of x, then classify the triangle by its angle measures. Keep in mind that there are two ways to classify triangles, by its sides or by its angles. This question specifically asks us to classify it by its angles. So my three options are acute, right, or obtuse. I'm going to write that up here. If I'm working with angle measurements, it's acute, right, or obtuse are my three options. So I'm going to start with the first direction. Find the value of x. I see I have a triangle. I'm working with the angles, and we reminded ourselves that the sum of the angles of a triangle will always equal 180 degrees. So these three angles are going to equal 180 degrees. I'm going to set up an equation to show that. I'm going to take the three angles and add them up. It doesn't matter the order. One angle plus another angle plus the other angle is going to be 180 degrees. I'm going to solve this multi-step equation. I'm going to combine like terms first. This 2x and this 2x are on the same side of the equal sign, so I'm going to combine it by doing what it says. 2 plus 2 is 4. And write everything else down. Bring the non-variable term over. And divide. So we just solved this. It says find the value of x. Now let's go on to the second direction. Then classify the triangle by its angle measures. So in order for me to decide if it's acute, right, or obtuse, I need to know the measures of all three angles. I know that this angle is 60, but I have to do a little math to find this angle. It's 2 times the x value, or 2 times 30, which is also 60. Same here. 2 times 30 is also 60. Because we have a 60, 60, 60 degree triangle, all angles are smaller than 90 degrees. This triangle is acute. So these are my two answers. What do I expect to see for work on a problem like this? You don't have to redraw the triangle. I would like to see the equation you write, the work to solve it, the x value, and then obviously classify it as well. Some people find it easier to classify if they draw the triangle and do what I did here. But you don't have to draw the triangle. I'd like you to push pause and try this problem now. Okay, we know that the sum of the three angles add up to be 180 degrees. So I'm going to take the three angles. I'm going to start with this one. It doesn't matter which one you started with. Then this one. And the third angle is this quantity. And the three angles will always add up to be 180 degrees. Okay. Again, combine like terms. I have a 1x and a 1x. That combines to be 2x. I have a 25 and a 25. That adds up to be 50. Bring the non-variable term over. And divide. Now I'm going to classify, so I have to look back at the triangle. This angle is less than 90 degrees. This angle is x, which is 65. That's also less than 90 degrees. This angle, I have to add 65 plus 25. That's a 90-degree angle. Because I have one angle that's 90 degrees, this triangle is actually a right triangle. Now we have a new set of directions. Find the unknown side lengths of the triangle given the perimeter. Then classify the triangle by its side lengths. Now understand here that we're switching gears. We're no longer working with angles, acute, right, and obtuse. We're now working with side lengths. So my options are equilateral, isosceles, or scalene. I'm going to write that up here to remind myself. My options are equilateral, isosceles, or scalene. Okay. What's different between angles and side lengths is that the side lengths are going to always add up to be a different perimeter. They're not going to always add up to be 180 degrees. Side lengths work different than angles in that way. So the problems that are working with side lengths are going to give you a perimeter. This is the total. These three sides are going to equal this perimeter. So I'm going to set this up where I'm going to add up the three sides. So x plus 20 plus 2x. It's okay if these are in a different order. Equals the perimeter. Perimeter is what the outsides of the triangle equal. I'm going to solve this the same way I would the triangles. Combine like terms. I have 1x and 2x. Drop everything else down. Make sure we're reading the directions. It says find the unknown side lengths of the triangle given the perimeter. It doesn't ask for an x equals here. It wants to know the three side lengths. So I go back to the triangle and I see that one side length is x. So one side length is 15 centimeters. They give us another side length. And the third side length is 2 times x. X is 15. So 2 times 15 is 30. Find the unknown side lengths of the triangle given the perimeter. Did that. Then classify the triangle by its side lengths. So my options are equilateral, are all sides the same? Nope. Isosceles, are there two sides that are the same? Nope. Scalene, none of the sides are the same. I'd like you to push pause and try this problem on your own. Some people can see what type of triangle this is without even solving the problem, but you're still going to have to find the length of each side. So you're still going to have to write that equation. The three sides equal 90. Combine like terms. 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9. Okay, and they're not looking for an x equals. They're looking for how long each side is. This side is 3 times x, so 3 times 10 is 30. And they didn't give me, oh yeah, inches. There it is. This is also 3 times x. This is also 3 times x. My options are equilateral, all sides are the same. Isosceles, two sides are the same. Or scalene, nothing is the same. All sides are the same, so I'm going to write equilateral. Make sure you read the directions on your assignment.